What's up, DFS players? Alex here. There was no WNBA yesterday. We cashed our MLB entry that I gave out on this YouTube. We're staying hot on PrizePicks, and today's a big day in the WNBA. We have 4 different games, and I'm going to be taking you through the best player props. So again, not a ton of sportsbooks offer player props on the WNBA, but PrizePicks does, and I'll be showing you how you can find mathematically profitable prop bets on PrizePicks. So as I like to do, we can start by going kind of through a recap of how PrizePicks works. So the way this platform works is they offer fixed price parlays. So there will be a video in the end screen if you want to learn more about PrizePicks, the math behind PrizePicks, how it works. But basically, any 2-leg parlay you create, you'll see 20 to win 60. Doesn't matter if you take overs, unders, doesn't matter what 2 picks you select. Always 20 to win 60, which means 20 to win 40 in profit, which is just plus 200 odds. So we've gone through this math, a ton of times. But what this means is PrizePicks is giving you the implied price of minus 137 on all of your bets. And a way you can think about that is if you had to place 2 bets where both bets were minus 137 on a sportsbook, your parlay would come out to plus 200 every time. So because PrizePicks every 2-leg parlay is plus 200 odds, the implied price on any player prop is going to be minus 137 odds. So for example, if we take a look at any prop on PrizePicks like Wilson over under 9, they're baking minus 137, minus 137 juice into their market, which you can see is a lot more juice than a sportsbook, which is minus 113 here. However, I will say, even though PrizePicks has more juice, because they don't vary the payouts depending on if you select the over or the under, there's still a lot of opportunity. So the first pick I have, which we can run through, is Hamby over 6 rebounds, right? This is in the player rebounds market. So now that we know PrizePicks is giving us the implied price of minus 137, we can use OddsJam and compare the lines on PrizePicks to those on the sportsbooks and look for value. So for example, here, we see that Hamby, her point total or rebound total, is over under 6 on PrizePicks, whereas the sportsbooks are a full 1.5 higher, right? They're setting her at over under 7.5. So that's a big line discrepancy, right? 6 to 7.5. Like if we look through her game log, for example, in just rebounds, you can see here she had 6, right, on July 23rd. So for example, in that case, we would have pushed on PrizePicks. We would have lost if we took her over on the sportsbooks, right? All the sportsbooks are pricing this the same. So if we would have taken her on July 23rd, we would have, what am I trying to say? We would have pushed on PrizePicks. We would have lost on the sportsbooks. Then in back-to-back games on July 17th and 14th, when she had 7, we would have cashed on PrizePicks the over 6, and on the sportsbooks over 7.5 rebounds, we still would have lost, right, for both of these. So the only point, the reason I'm illustrating this is even though, the jump from 6 to 7.5 may seem small, like that's a massive line discrepancy. That's a massive jump because the probability, the distribution of Hamby's rebounds is centered around like 6.5, right? So you can see here, there's going to be a lot of games where she ends up with 6 or 7 rebounds. And in that case, we would have won on PrizePicks or pushed and lost on the sportsbooks. So it's critical to look for value, right? And compare the lines on PrizePicks to those on the sportsbooks because you can oftentimes find some big discrepancies like Hamby over 6 rebounds, right? All the sportsbooks are setting it 1.5 rebounds higher, which is just an indication to me as I look for my DFS picks that I want to be all over this over, right? I want to hammer that over. So that's the first pick I'm going to go with. So we can go ahead and lock this one in. So we'll go to rebounds, and this is going to be the first play I lock in. And the second one I really like as well. So we want her over 6 rebounds. And then the second pick I have is Shanae under 7.5. So this is also a rebounds play. So I can go ahead and add that in. And again, very similar reasons, right? You can see for the Liberty Sparks game, over under is 5.5 on the sports books, full 2 points higher on PrizePicks. So we want to hammer the under. If she has 6 or 7, rebounds, we would lose our bet on the under on the sports books, and we would win on PrizePicks. So this is just an indication that PrizePicks is way off from the sports betting market, and we want to be all over that under. We want to hammer that under. So I'm going to bet it. So here are the two picks I have. Hamby over 6 rebounds, Shanae under 7.5. That's going to be a play for me today. And let's make some money.